What is venture capital? The Golden Retriever explains venture capital with a basket of apples. Golden Retriever does this. Golden Retriever does that. A brave fund, a big idea, and a pile of apples all come together. Venture capital is money from people who like bold ideas. The money goes to a new company in exchange for equity, a small slice of the business. The Golden Retriever uses apples to show value in a simple way. Example: 100 apples plus 20 apples equals 120 apples, and the investor gets a 20% share. The math is playful and easy to see. Venture capitalists want big goals and big teams. They want a product that people will use and love. The Golden Retriever explains that the goal is to make the company much bigger than it is now. Money buys time, talent, and tests. The dog also reminds viewers that risk is part of the game. If the idea fails, the apples disappear. If it soars, the apples multiply. The process is simple, but not easy. First, a founder pitches the idea. Then, a scout asks questions. Then, a term sheet sets the rules in simple terms. The Golden Retriever translates jargon into paw-friendly words. Dilution, milestones, and equity share become easy to chase like squeaky toys. A note on fun. The Golden Retriever loves holidays with apples. The dog naps beside a tower of apples, dreaming of profits. Random squirrels chatter outside as the plan grows. Venture capital wants to turn dreams into real goods and big teams, with apples piling up. Subscribe and comment. The yard is buzzing with silly questions, and the apples keep asking for more. The lesson ends with a clap and a wag. The apple bank smiles at the brave, and the dog bows gracefully. Subscribe and comment. How do venture capital funds work? The Golden Retriever explains how venture capital funds work with apples on the desk. Golden Retriever does this. Golden Retriever does that. A fund is money from many people called limited partners. Limited partners give money to a team called general partners. The general partners pick startups and manage the money. The dog says, "This is a team game and a math game. A fund has a size." Let's say the fund is 1,000 apples. The general partners invest some apples in young companies. They take equity, a share of the company. The goal is to grow the company and later sell it for more apples. The investors get back more apples than they put in. Simple math helps everyone see the plan. Founders sign agreements. They promise to build, hit milestones, and share more stories with the fund. The Golden Retriever says milestones are like training treats for dogs. If the startup does well, the value of the apples grows. If not, the apples can shrink. Funds have a life. They last several years. They call in capital when they need it, not all at once. They pay fees to the general partners and keep some apples for themselves. This is called management fees and carry. The dog smiles at a toy and returns to the topic. The end goal is a big exit. A big exit means more apples for everyone. A sale or IPO can bring many apples back. The Golden Retriever barks happily at the thought. Subscribe and comment now. Please share your ideas in the comments. Tell us what topics you want next, and what you'd name a golden apple fund. Thanks for watching, friends. Indeed, what kinds of venture capital exist? The Golden Retriever lists kinds of venture capital like toys in a toy chest. Golden Retriever does this. Golden Retriever does that. Seed capital comes first. Seed checks are small, 50 to 200 apples for a start, a tiny piece of the company. Early stage funds come next. They invest a bit more, maybe 200 to 500 apples, for a larger slice. Growth stage funds arrive later, with big bets, 1,000 apples or more, and more control in return for bigger gains. Corporate venture arms are from big companies. They bring extra partners and sometimes special perks. Angels are not furry giants, but helpful humans. They give small amounts early, and they cheer the plan. The dog has a silly map of apples showing stages and shares. The map grows as the plan grows. The apples multiply when milestones are hit. Terms can be gentle or strong. Some funds want a board seat. Some want a say in big choices. Some want a deal called liquidation preference. If the company is sold, the fund gets back its apples first. The golden retriever pretends the apples go to the top of the stack first. The dog takes a break to chase a squeaky toy, then returns. The lesson holds. Different funds fit different stages. The right match means faster growth and happy fetchers. The apples weigh heavy, but feel light when goals are clear. A groovy wind chases kites and dreams. The dog yawns and smiles at the idea of many fruitful partnerships. This block stays bright, bold, and a little goofy, with apples bouncing as plans grow. What are the costs and risks? The golden retriever bounces into costs and risks with bright eyes. Costs are not candy, they are parts of the deal. The dog explains dilution simply. As more investors join, each apple slice becomes a bit smaller. The more rounds you raise, the thinner your slice can get. Dilution can be friendly or fussy, but it is real. The golden retriever taps a paw at a chalkboard that shows apples fading if growth stalls. Fees come next. Management fees, performance carries, and deal expenses. The dog jokes that some funds charge for a nap or a squeak toy, but the truth is money must cover staff and due diligence. If a company fails to perform, the apples stay in the fund. If it succeeds, apples flow back to investors. The dog makes a dramatic inflate motion with a plush toy and a chorus of bouncy sounds. Risk is everywhere. The golden retriever says risk is like a jumpy squirrel. It might bite or it might fetch. If a startup misses milestones, the apples dwindle. If a startup hits milestones, the apples bloom. The dog shows a simple example. 100 apples invested with a 20% carry and 2% monthly fees. After a year, apples might be 120 minus a little for fees, so 110 apples left, plus a lesson about risk and time. The block ends with a wag and a wink. Remember, apples wobble, but courage grows. The golden retriever sits with a neat stack of apples and a big, friendly smile. Golden retriever does this. Golden retriever does that. The best practice is simple. Spend wisely. Pick funds that match your plan. Build a clear runway, a path with milestones, and a plan to reach them. The dog says, runways let you breathe and plan the next few weeks, months, and even years. A small bite of risk can be smart when the rewards taste sweet. Keep it calm. Track every apple. Write down what you spend. Set reminders to check milestones. The golden retriever suggests keeping the spell of 30% usage, a simple rule to keep the score strong. The dog likes to mix play with learning. A toy for a milestone, a nap before a big meeting, a silly rhyme to remind you to stay on track. The lessons. Choose the right type of capital. Stay focused, ask questions, and celebrate a big win. But be careful about control. Too many cooks can spoil the stew. The golden retriever talks about board seats and veto rights as if they were chew toys with special tags. A good match makes growth faster and keeps the dog and team happy. The dog warns against chasing every shiny deal. Instead, pick a few with real discipline and clear milestones. If you can show progress, it will be easier to attract partners, and the apples will stack higher. The final chorus is a crowd of giggles and barked cheers.